Hello everyone, welcome to the new day and new vlog. It's quite sunny and I thought today I'll discuss about my experience of how I got the private shared apartment in Germany. And as you must have seen that in past few videos we have talked first about how to find an accommodation, then we talked about how or what are the apps that one can download and use to find the accommodation. And I thought adding to this series, I'll try to add some experiences, including myself. And today I thought of sharing my experience, how I got the apartment when I first came here. So, if you must have seen, it's quite sunny and I have put some sunscreen, so the lighting is quite good. So, the thing is, when I first applied, I got the mail from the university regarding the landlord's mail ID. I've talked this in the past video, but I'll once recap that one of the ways is that once you get an admission to a university, the university sends the mail IDs of the landlords as well as some of the accommodation contacts. So maybe some of the links where you can go, some of the personal mail IDs of the landlord, and so you have to mail them, right? You have to mail them asking them if they have a place available there or not. And I did the same. So what I did was I also searched in WG Gesucht, the one of the apps that we talked in the video. And in WG Gesucht, I applied. I made my profile and I asked different people that this is my requirement. I would be coming on this and this date. Suppose it's I'll be coming on 2nd October, and I want the apartment. I want the permanent accommodation where the city registration is possible. And but I asked some people, but what happened was for some of the time I didn't got reply. And because what happens is they put the ad, but sometimes the place is already occupied because there are quite a lot of people who apply for the accommodation. So sometimes they reply, sometimes they don't, it depends. And sometimes even if they reply, they tell you that we are sorry that the place is already full. Because when I put my apartment ad also, we'll talk about that later, but when I put up my apartment ad also, then it happened many people message you that I want the apartment, and then you have to ask them their details, and then you give the apartment, or you on the first come first serve basis based on the documents they provide you. So in WG Gesucht, I received some replies. For one or two people, they said that okay, we are good to go, but the thing is you have to be present there, so that we get a trust thing as well, that we talk directly face to face, and you offline, you come here and submit the documents. So that was not possible for me at that time because I was in India. And then I asked them that if they can book a place for me, but it happens sometime that some of the people ask for the deposit in advance, or they ask that you come offline here, you sign the contract, and then we can proceed further. But suppose if you don't have a visa yet, or you are still in India, then it's quite not possible to be offline in Germany, right, to be in present. And one case also happens that sometimes people ask for the deposit. This thing, university also told me that if someone asks you the deposit, don't just directly transfer it, just verify the person once, because they sent us the alerts. We'll talk about what is the scam or what kind of things happen in this accommodation series only. But in a short way, that university said that don't directly transfer, because some of the times it can happen that the place is not existed at all and you just transfer the money, and then your money cannot be refunded back to your account because you are in India, or you are at your home country, and in your home country, and you transfer the money, right? So just don't blindly transfer the money to anyone if they ask you for some deposits. So in my case, yeah, it's kind of interesting to find apartments because you have your process going on. You book your slots, and parallelly you have to search for accommodation in advance, so that at least for the accommodation side you are sure their accommodation is safe and you don't have to just go and then search for it later on. Now when I messaged people in WG Gesucht, so it happened with me sometimes that they said that the apartment is not available or you have to be offline. Then what I did, once the university sent me the contract, so university sent me the landlord mail IDs as well as their contacts. I contacted them. I have formed a template and I mailed them, almost all of them. I think there were 15, 20 around that mail IDs that university sent, and I tried to mail each one of them. And for some of the days I didn't receive reply, but after few days I got a reply from one of the landlords, and she said that the place is available, and she sent me the entire details of the room. This is the room, these many apartment mates are there, and this is the square meter of your apartment, this will be the rent. And then university coordinator who was coordinating with the students and who was sending mail time to time, they said that whenever you find a landlord, even in Vegagezoekt or any other website, just mail us once and we can verify, or we can tell that is this authentic or not, because they are here, the coordinator is here, they are quite familiar because they work in this field for the students, so they are much aware. And they ask the students that before just directly communicating, you can ask us, we can check and then we can tell you whether you can proceed or not. So I received a reply. Also parallelly, I from one of my contacts who was in whom I got to know from random group, and she was leaving her apartment, I guess, and she sent her landlord's contact, like she asked on my behalf. But the thing was, her landlord said that the person who would be coming has to be present offline to sign the contract. I cannot give the apartment if he's in India or if he's in his or her home country. So the landlord in that case asked the girl whom I contacted randomly from a group that you ask him, and if he can come offline. And the landlord said if he can come offline and he can sign the contract and show the documents, then only I can assign him. Sometimes it happens. So that was not the case for me, and it was quite risky as well, you know, because suppose you don't till the time you don't get the visa, you have these questions in mind that if should I transfer the money or should I not. And he didn't then ask for the for any deposit, but he asked for the surety that okay, you come and sign the contract. So that was not possible for me at that time because I was in India, and so that case didn't worked out with the landlord. And what I did parallelly, what happened was I got a reply from one of the landlords, as I told, which the university shared the mail IDs of. Like university shared those mail IDs, and she then shared me the details. The landlady shared me the details. Now I sent, just to be sure, I sent her name, her email ID and the details of the location to the university coordinator as well. That can you still verify, is it good, is it fine, then I can proceed with her. And then the university coordinator replied to me that yes, you can proceed, and this is an authentic contact and it's fine with us now. So this is how. So see, it was, I applied in Vegagezoekt, I asked in random group, and although that was the one, that was only one case. And yeah, in that case the landlord didn't ask me from the person from whom I got connected to the landlord, he didn't ask me to for any deposit. I was thinking that should I give the deposit if he asked, but he didn't ask, and he said that you have to come and sign the contract. So that was not possible. Now the second landlady whom I'm talking about, whose account I verified from the university coordinator, she asked me for the deposit. So the contact was authentic, and room was good. It was a private shared apartment, and it was 3 kilometers around from the university. But for me it was fine, because I thought that I am searching for the apartments now for the first semester, or for the time being I have to get an apartment. See, the apartment rent, if I tell you, was 398 euros for my room. It depends on the square meter of my room. And it was, I think there were 3 rooms, so one of the room was we'll talk about that, the other rooms. But for my room it was 398 euros, and comparatively students who were living in the student dorms, they said, oh, we pay 300, we pay this much, 350, 340. But the thing was, after contacting so many people, I wanted, this is my personal opinion and personal experience, that I wanted that I have to secure my room. Even if I pay 398, once my room is secured, right? Because sometimes what happens is, you can get an apartment for 1 month, but what will happen afterwards if once you come here? Because city registration won't be possible, or how will it be possible? We can also talk about it later. But I wanted that I can get in permanent accommodation, so that I can do my city registration, I can do my further procedures. As you have if you have seen my previous videos or not, then you can go in the RPTU playlist and see that once you have a room, then you can do city registration, then you can do your further procedures, your bank account, your health insurance activation, everything. So now I thought that, see, I'm getting this room, so I should finalize it, and it is a good option for me. So I searched parallelly, but I thought that, and the room was superb room, furnished room. Coming to the room thing, so I asked her and I finalized it, that okay, I thought about it a little, and no, a good amount of time I thought about it. And but the thing was, the landlady said that I can't, if you say there are many students like you who are asking me for the room, if you want your place to be secured, you oh, some bug. If you want your place to be secured, you have to transfer me the deposit. And the thing was, for my room, suppose the rent is 398 euros, she asked me that usually the security money that I have to deposit was 2 times, like 2 months rent in advance, so like 398 times 2. And if you want me to secure your room or your place, then and it was 1 month before and I didn't got the visa. That's the thing, I didn't got the visa till then. So that's why it was quite a dilemma for me, that what should I do. So she said that 50% of the security money you have to transfer to me. So the 50% of 2 months rent is 1 month rent, that is 398 euros. So she said that 398 euros, if you pay me, then I'll secure the room place for you. Now that's why I just that is also one of the reasons that I verified this contact, that before paying, if I decide, then this should be authentic, right? And so this thing happened, and then I thought about it for a good time, and then I asked her that if the money, like I talked with her that how is the room, how is the place, and where are the people from. And she told me that there is a big room, big common living room, like a person is living there, but now 2 people will share that, and more details she told me. I also asked her that if it is possible that I only pay 20-30% till the time I get my visa. After I receive my visa, I'll pay you the rest of the 25%. Like if you want 50% security, I will pay you, but 25% I can pay you now, and 25% I can pay you once I get my visa. But she said, it's good that you asked, but it doesn't work like that, and it is fine. If you want, you have to transfer 50% of the security deposit. So I got to know that okay, this contact is verified, and I didn't got my visa, but I was till that point. But I thought that, see, I will go for it, I will take this chance, and I will pay her the amount. But the thing was, I asked her that if my visa doesn't get approved, that because that is also a case, like we consider every case, and I try to consider cases, and she said if your visa doesn't get approved, then I can't return the 50% deposit. So that was the thing. So she said that it's totally your chance, because usually what people do, they secure or they do this thing when they get the visa or before getting the visa. It's your chance that you are taking, believing that your visa will be approved. And if you ask me that return my 50% deposit back, then I can't do that, because till the time your visa result will come, I will not post the ad of the apartment anywhere, and I'll secure the place for you. So it's a kind of time reserved for you for the whole time till the time you get the visa. So she said that because for me also it will take time to find another person. If you at the end decide that I am not coming, then I have to again post the ads and do these things. So I can't then just return your 50% deposit, because my time is also will be locked till the time your result comes. So that was a chance for both of us, and she said that yeah, money won't be returned. So in continuation, now once I decided and this thing happened, then I thought that okay, I'll take this chance and I'll transfer her the deposit that she asked. So she said, once you finalize, then I'll send you a contract in German language, which is the original one. In English, it is the translated one. So I said that okay, now you can send me. So she took her time and then she sent me the house rules as well as the contract, these two things. And she asked me that you have 1 week time, you sign this contract, you read the house rules, and before that she sent me the English translation so that you can understand that, and you can also translate the German document. But once I told her my final decision, then I received house rules as well as the German contract, and that I had to sign within 1 week. And within 1 week I have to transfer her the security money, that is 1 month rent, that is 398 euros, which is the 50% of the security deposit. So one more thing happened, because I used a third party to transfer the money, and there was a public holiday which was there on Monday or Tuesday, I guess. And I told her in advance that see, this is a public holiday in India, so money transfer might take time. I'll send you the transaction ID or the SWIFT code, but to reach your account it might take some time. So she was very cooperative, and the signed contract means that she signed. There were two places, so she mentioned her mail ID, her account details, so she signed, and there were places for me where I had to sign. So I simply printed it out, I signed it, scanned it, and sent that back to her. So signed contract I sent her instantly. And for the money transfer, it took some days for me to transfer the money, because I used a third party to transfer it. So it took 2-3 days to reach to her account. But I sent her the transaction ID that see, I have initiated the transfer. So the signing thing I did instantly, because that I have to took the print and I signed the contract. House rules was just for me to read them, but mainly I had to sign the contract and revert that back to her in a mail. And within that 1 week time, I had to transfer the money, means the money should reach to her account, and that was done. As I told that she was cooperative, even there were public holidays, so it took some time. So she was like, okay, if you have initiated the transfer, I'll wait for it. So that was very cooperative on her end. And one very coincidental and random thing happened. On the day she received the money, right, because on that day only it will be finalized that okay, your room is secured. And on the day she received the money, that day only my visa came. So it was such a random and coincidental thing. And yes, finally it was secured. Signed contract was already sent to her, and money notification on which day she confirmed that oh, today I received the amount, that is the 50% of the security deposit, 398 euros, because my rent was 398 euros, and I had to send her 1 month money, because my security was of 2 months rent. And yes, on that day I received my visa. So that's how I got my first private shared apartment in Germany, Kaiserslautern. If I summarize it, then I searched in Wikigesucht, I contacted the landlord contacts and the links that the university shared, and out of them, one of them replied with a private shared apartment, and I got the details. Also, for one of the landlord to whom I got connected through a random person, and but he told that you have to be present here. That was not possible at that time. And now the second one, the landlady, she asked me for the security deposit, that is the 50% of the security deposit to secure your place. And I took that chance and I transferred her the money. And once she got the money, on that day only I received the visa. So it was so random. And yes, I got the contract in German and the house rules as well. And yeah, I secured. I was in a good state that my accommodation was secured, because I was thinking about this thing only, that even if the rent is 400 or 420, but for the initial months my accommodation should be secured, because if I have a permanent accommodation, then it is more good for me, than that I can easily do city registration and the other things that I have talked in the RPTU playlist, like once you come here, the city registration, the opening of bank account, the health insurance. So I wanted to secure my accommodation. That was done. And yes, one more thing happened, that in the contract, like she said, that the person who is living, who will be leaving, and as a replacement, like I'm coming because that room is getting free and I'm just taking the room from October. So that room was getting empty from 25th to 26th of September. So I told her that I would be coming on 2nd October or 3rd October. Then she said, it's okay, I will make the contract from 2nd October. You have to pay the rent from 2nd to 2nd, like that. It's not like that he's leaving on 28th, so you pay from 29th. So she was very cooperative, and she changed the contract, means she changed the date in the contract, that it will start for you from 2nd. And also the rest of the 50% security deposit I transferred her in advance only, because my visa came and I already paid her the 50% deposit. So yes, I wanted to be secured regarding that aspect, and it was done well within the time. So I think when I first came to Germany, how was that experience? We can talk about it in any other video. This video is basically about how I got my first private shared apartment in Germany. And I think it was a very random and good story on my behalf. And that's it for this video. I hope you get some information. And now see you in next day, new day, new law. Till then, like, comment, share, subscribe. It doesn't take much time. Bye bye. Ciao ciao.